Hello, welcome back to another episode of Somewhere Between a Film and TV podcast. We're your hosts. I am Daniel Parra.
And I'm Erwin.
And number one, thank you so much for listening and watching. Number two, what are they going to do?
They're going to like, comment, and subscribe.
I want to, number one, apologize for this being late. And
Why?
Number two, also apologize for sounding like this right now.
You sound the same.
I'm just okay enough to record. I've been sick.
Your voice has sounded the same since it's like 7th or 8th grade.
Not like raspy, but like this. Yes, dude.
Yeah.
When I went to the doctor the other day, they asked me like 3 separate times. They're like, "Do you smoke?" I was like, "No." And then like later on, they were like, "Do you vape?" I was like, "No." Or smoke? No.
I think it's just common for people our age to do that too.
Yeah.
So
nicotine addiction.
Yeah.
But
gotta be addicted to something.
That's true. Everybody has their vices, and yeah. Erwin, everything we review has full spoilers.
Why? What if I haven't seen the movie?
We've never done that, where I just tell you everything about something.
I'm like, wait, I haven't seen it yet.
Like, wait, hang on. And then just like, I sit here for 2 hours, you go watch it, you come back, you're like, okay, I'm good.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
I just sit here staring at it. Anyway, what are we reviewing?
Hard Eyes.
Heart Eyes, Josh Ruben, a former college humor writer. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, did you know? Could you feel that at all?
No.
I felt it just in the sense of a couple jokes we'll talk about that are in it that I'm like, why?
Okay. Oh, maybe with the Hobbs and Shaw thing?
Yeah, it's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you remember that Batman sketch from forever ago? Where,
who showed that to me?
Me, I think.
Okay, because I remember just watching that over and over again.
It was that.
It was
and
like
then
the most
I didn't
funniest...
show. We were shown Lonely Island.
Oh yeah,
but,
that's true.
Yeah, that was just like,
that's
oh
amazing.
My god, making fun.
Guys, Lonely Island, please tour. I need to see that happen.
Like we said, anywhere in the Texas area.
Yes.
But like, I was complaining about concert tickets prices recently, but I would pay whatever for that.
For sure.
But Erwin,
yes,
what's this about?
Hard Eyes is another romance movie with a bit of horror slasher.
Wow. I feel like we just saw one of those, didn't we?
What was it?
Companion?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It was another romance-esque movie with horror elements in it.
Yes.
This one, it's interesting watching two movies that are kind of technically in the same genre and the same sort of inspiration, but don't feel like each other. However, they are also edited by the same person.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I didn't.
Which, like, I mean, this movie's well edited.
Yeah,
it's not edited like that Family Guy cutaway style, like Companion is.
But, that's true. Because I think they do a different approach with their comedy in Companion compared to this one, at least, just because it's a better flow through the characters.
Yeah, which I think all coalesces into what I'm going to ask you now. With this movie, did you love it? Did you hate it? Or are you somewhere between?
I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. I was like debating, I'm like saying I really, really liked it or that I loved it. However, I'm very partial to slasher movies in the first place.
Yeah.
And romantic comedies.
Yes,
and
me
this
too.
is both of them. So one of the things I mostly want to talk about is how this movie navigates its tone and how good it is at it. And of course, there are some, when it comes to movies like this, it's almost impossible to execute it in a way that's 100% seamless in the sense that you're going to run into some kind of stumble, whatever it may be. But I don't want to get into like any of our negatives. First, let's talk about the great stuff that's in this. What'd you like about this?
I say the chemistry between the two main actors.
Yeah.
It was Olivia Holt and what's his name?
Mason Gooding.
Gooding Jr.
No, just
I thought it was Gooding Jr.
No, Mason Gooding.
Oh, I know. I'm thinking about his dad.
Is that his dad?
Yeah.
Like actually?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That's why I was just like, isn't it Gooding Jr.? Because I looked it up and I was like, oh, he's related to him?
Wait.
Oh, you looked?
Yeah, I am, because I didn't know he was a nepotism baby.
Why'd you make it sound like...
Because he's talented. Mason Gooding dad. What the hell?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't believe you.
Well, now you know. But yeah.
What? You're only a... Sorry, this is off topic. You're only a junior if you have the same first name.
Okay. That's why I was just like, that makes sense. I mean, that makes sense, yes. But I just thought it was part of his name or something. I don't know what. I don't know. People are weird nowadays with their names. Heck, I'm Erwin. It's rare.
But your dad's name is Edwin.
Yeah, but
that doesn't
my
make
name's
you
Erwin.
junior.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying about the junior thing. I'm just saying like names in general. Like people have weird names nowadays.
Oh no, etymology is interesting, but
what? Oh, that's what it's called.
Yeah,
okay.
But yeah, no, I gotta fully agree.
Their chemistry is amazing, and just because it made me forget sometimes that this is a slasher movie happening at the same time.
Yeah,
because it's just anytime they would interact with one another. And their relationship just got stronger throughout the movie. I was like, oh yeah, this is also a romance movie too. Whenever a slasher movie, or whenever like the horror element starts happening, you kind of, I guess, forget that like the romance is happening as well.
So they did the typical. I want to say something. I'm a huge fan of the Scream movies. We've gone on record on that here. I love them, so I can identify when one of them is very clearly inspired by that franchise. This felt tied into the very specific holiday slasher homage to Scream in that this is a companion piece to, like, let's say Thanksgiving, where that movie was also funny and about a holiday.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And
Thanksgiving is a lot more brutal though.
Yeah, no, that one had actually, that's gonna get into one of my negatives of this, just because I like gory things and creative kills, and this one for me...
Was it rated R?
This one, for sure, yeah.
Oh.
They said fuck a few times.
They did?
Yeah.
Oh. Another thing that went over my head.
But...
Are you going to mention...
I don't even remember why we said that.
It's not what you said, it's what the actor said. When you said, like, who said it? An actor said it or an actress said it?
Said
like
what?
Jordan... Is it Jordan Brewster?
Oh, Jordana Brewster.
Or Jordana Brewster?
Oh, yeah. The joke about them being Hobbs and Shaw.
No, but the...
Oh,
like
we'll get into that later.
Oh,
we'll get into that later. But I did like the Hobbs and Shaw joke, but I did know what you were talking about.
Okay.
Now. But no, I gotta fully agree. I thought that it was really smart that, tying back to what I was, like, the point I was making with Scream, they are very well known, and a lot of slashers are. I'm not gonna credit them as the first people to do this. The opening is a tangentially related kill that has nothing to do with the actual characters in the rest of the movie, but you immediately start with something that's like, okay, this person's a threat. What is the type of thing that they can do?
Yes.
And
like, what's their niche?
Yeah.
What are they attracted to that makes it where it's like they want to specifically kill these types of people?
Yeah. And it was a very funny idea to me, couples.
Yes.
And of course, like, then that makes it a great date movie, because then you walk out and you're like, oh no,
what if we get killed?
And then somebody murders you, and then you're on the news.
Yes. And then leave you to die.
You run away. You're like, you're on your own. See you later. But no, with this, I thought the vineyard thing was really creative to me, because I loved the, like, that machine that I'm assuming they use to crush grapes to kill that girl. That was, I don't want to say hilarious. I thought that because the opening is very funny. This movie is very funny. It falls into like a 3-way category.
Don't look at me. It's like, hey, 3-way. Like, what?
There's no third person. Like polyamory. But anyway, another thing, I gotta agree with you. I think that Olivia Holt from the hit show Kickin' It.
Yeah, let's go.
I was obsessed with
Guys, I love when Disney Channel stars are getting their break.
Yeah.
Through bigger things like this. This is amazing.
I don't know what else she's in. Like,
I thought she was in what's that? Cobra Kai, but I'm thinking about Peyton List.
Olivia Holt screams Netflix to me. And that's not a mean thing to say. She just looks like she's in a Netflix TV show.
Yeah.
Whether that's right or not, I don't know. But her and Mason Gooding are both amazing. not Junior. Are both amazing in this. And
but why is it not Mason Jr. Gooding?
Because that doesn't make any sense, dude. What?
I don't know.
It's not a middle name.
I don't know.
But
now I'm stuck on this.
What else did you like about this?
I like the other side characters of the movie as well.
Are we talking about the cops, like the detectives? Or
yeah, I
whatever
like the detectives, but I was talking about more so like the other people around, like her friend, the people that she worked with. Like the other police officers in that building too. And it's just, everyone felt like they had their own moment to shine as well. So I really like that.
No, that's fair. Did you see that there was an after credit scene? Did you stay for that?
Was it the marriage thing?
It
or
was
like the ring?
It was like after that. That's the end of the movie.
Oh, the friend.
Yeah.
And then they're doing the voice thing.
Yeah, it implies that, like, I don't know, the guy might still be out there or something. Yeah. There's 3 of them. But
they're all dead.
Yeah. So that doesn't make much sense. They know that.
Oh, okay.
But no, my other follow-up is I do think it's very hard to come up with a unique slasher design that is cool.
Oh, yes.
And he looks awesome in this.
The eyes are amazing.
The eyes are the best part. The use of, like, the thermo vision in the eyes when they turn on, awesome. I thought that was a great design. The whole trench coat thing is kind of, it's cool enough, but
I like the bow and arrow.
Oh yeah,
because it's supposed to resemble Cupid.
Yeah.
Not the song Cupid.
Shuffle. But like I thought that was cool and all that, and I think that the motive to me that somebody was like, I don't know, it might have been some like incel that never got lucky or whatever. I thought that was gonna be what the motivation was.
Yeah, that would have been lame.
I mean,
I hate when things are kind of predictable too, but I think I don't want to get to my negatives yet.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what other positives that I like enjoyed about this movie.
Did you like the kills in this, or did you feel?
I don't know. It kind of sucks following main characters too, knowing that like I didn't want them to die.
Yeah.
But at the same time, seeing everyone else die, it was just kind of like because I don't really care.
Yeah.
Something like that couple that was in the van.
That
was clever.
Best scene in the movie, I think, because
but like I just didn't
a lot of different reasons there.
Yeah. I just didn't care enough to be like, oh, they died.
I'm sorry. I think it is absolutely brilliant to have a sex scene in a background while they're like having emotional like beats, and you have to take both of them seriously, and it's almost impossible because of the background noise while they're giving like this really emotional speech to each other. That's hilarious. I like that idea.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, it was like I felt like what the characters were feeling.
It was an inversion of that typical type of thing. Like, it's an old study of how horror movies are about, like, oh, if you're having sex, that you're going to die.
This is why you don't have sex, because then you die.
This is what they're teaching in like special education.
Special education.
Sex stuff.
What you do in special ed?
Bro. I'm talking about like special education classes, like the special.
I don't know, dude.
Not
we're
talking
about sex education classes.
You didn't even let me finish talking.
No,
the special classes that they take that they bring, because you know how like when we were in assembly in high school, they weren't there every day. We didn't learn about sex every day.
What are you talking about? Dude, you're talking about special education classes.
It was in the pack. Performing Arts Center.
Dude, you don't need to save yourself. It's okay.
Bro, we're going to cut this part out.
No, we're not. Leave it in there. I'll casually mention that again. Every 5 minutes.
13-minute mark. Okay. Anyway, I thought that was very funny. And I love the trailer. I'm going to admit, didn't love it. I don't
remember the trailer.
I didn't like it that much. It looked like there was this old movie that came out not a few years ago. God, we're 26.
Yeah.
It was called My Bloody Valentine. It was a remake of an old Valentine's movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrible.
Yes.
And it looked like that. And don't get me wrong, I like bad slasher movies. I thought we were about to review this with a movie that was at like 20% Rotten Tomatoes. I will not lie to you. That is what I was thinking that this was going to be. And no, it's like way more clever and smarter than I ever thought it was going to be, because it's a mashup of two genres, but it's kind of hard to pull off a surprise like that when the trailer doesn't sell that it's also partially a romantic comedy anyway.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm going to ask you this, and I feel like I know the answer. Did you think that this was scary?
No.
They're like, I mean, the jump scares don't even really, like, they're not.
But that's most of the time with slasher movies too. They don't really feel scary as well. Maybe in the beginning, when they first start, but usually when it comes to a lot of slasher movies, especially with a group of people, they make you care about each individual person. Yeah. Just like enough. So whenever their death scenes would happen, you're like, oh, damn, I kind of like them.
No, and then this one, I mean, the positive and the negative of making it a romantic comedy is probably that you have two focused people.
Yes.
And that's it. And naturally, the stakes are going to feel weird in the sense that, like, you kind of got to view it from the lens of this is more of a hybrid thing than it is just a slasher movie.
Yes.
Because if we viewed this on, like, Terrifier standards or something, totally different things, I think.
Yeah, two nice guys.
They get along, right? No, Art would like hate anybody that's around him, actually. But yeah, I want to say that like the kills for me, unfortunately, this is going to cross over in a more my negative area. That I liked the one with the what's it called? The thing that you twist tire rotation stuff.
Oh,
like in that sex scene one.
Yes.
But yeah, that really funny. Wish that there was more of that. The other part that I thought was hilarious.
Tire iron.
Yeah, tire iron. There we go. Was the implied usage of the fact that like whenever they kill the person with the American flag, that they literally got the idea from her just like poking the person with it, and that you could tell that they were probably like, that's a funny idea, should do that, like literally in character thinking that. But do you have any more positives on your end?
No, not really.
No. So not that many, but I do have some negatives to say. What were yours?
My negatives was the reveal of like the slasher being 3 people. Yeah, I definitely figured it would be 2 people at least, because typically
that's a Scream thing. Yeah,
and even then it's just like it always happens in a lot of other slasher movies too. Yeah, if that, it's hardly ever just one. Which wasn't Thanksgiving like that too.
Someone was helping them out, I think. I just don't remember who.
Okay, I don't remember who. Yeah, but I don't know. I only say that because of the third person, because it was just kind of thrown in there. Yeah. Like, this third person was just a fanboy of the slasher. Yeah. Like, just the character itself in the movie universe. Yeah. And it was just not mentioned again, which was fine, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because the other 2 slashers that were revealed, they definitely had more to say.
Yeah. I mean, they had actual motives. The other guy was just kind of like,
It's like, hey, I want to be a slasher too.
Yeah. I liked the idea in the sense that, like, this movie's not long. It is an hour and a half. Yes. Like, probably without credits. It's like 90 minutes and then probably 7 minutes of credits. And, I mean, don't get me wrong. That's perfect for, like, just you're in, you're out, had a good time. Yeah. But...
Hey, sounds like our Saturday night, am I right?
You're in and you're out. You're like, see you later. our Saturday night's doing this. Okay. Anyway, no, but
also the detectives.
Whenever the reveal,
I wish we had more screen time with the detectives.
With
to be
Jordana
honest.
Brewster
and the other one,
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah, both of them.
Devin Sawa, who that's kind of stunt casting because he was like 90s slasher. He was in Final Destination.
I didn't know that until you looked it up.
Yeah, you didn't know that. That's why he's in it.
I didn't know that. I thought you just needed a job.
I mean, that's why actors do stuff.
Yeah, to get a job.
But I like
stunt casting. I like Tom Cruise is in those Mission Impossible movies for a job.
Not that kind of stunt. I like the sort of idea that the third person was just like some fan. Yeah. But I thought that they were polyamorous because of this, which you didn't get out of it. No. But I was like, Jordana Brewster was on Tinder like half the time. But I guess she was playing a part because she was like, oh my God, I can't get a boyfriend for like the first half of the movie.
And you would figure like, okay, well, she's a fucking slasher.
Yeah. No, you're like...
But the other thing is just like, when it comes to slasher movies, like certain tropes, and the thing is like, when you don't see an actual death from a character in the movie... and they just cut away. No, you kind of figure like, okay, she's a part of it or he's a part of it too.
No, that's the rule of life, right? If you don't see them die, you don't know if they're dead.
Yeah, if you didn't see them have sex, how do you know if that's their kid or not?
We know somebody like that. Document your stuff, guys.
Document your sex times.
No, but whenever they do the reveal, I had the same reaction that the characters did. I was like, who the fuck is that? Oh, yeah. Because I saw this movie at like 10:45. I was like, I'm awake.
AM.
But, no, PM.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
So hard as at 10:45 PM?
I did, yeah.
Oh.
Which is why I was like, wait, so did I miss something? Yeah. Was I asleep at all? But whenever they did that, I thought it was just really funny. And then the actual reveal towards the end that it was that guy that was like, oh, they caught Hard Eyes, and then he's in it for like 1 minute. Mm-hmm. This movie, the only thing about that was that when they introduced him, I was like, it's that guy. And you know why? There's like 8 people in this movie.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of people in this movie.
Like, it's probably not made for a huge budget, which, I mean, typically slasher movies and horror movies don't need to be made for a huge budget. But it's when you have a whodunit and there's only like 10 characters, you kind of start doing your like process of elimination.
Knives Out does it better.
I mean, I wouldn't compare this to Knives Out, but yeah, you're right. And they tell you who it is like halfway through.
Oh, in the second one or the first one? Just the second one.
Both, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I liked that. My issue kind of stemmed more from the fact that I really love slasher movies. Just of decent kills. Like, I mean, yeah, it's entertaining.
Yeah.
I like when they're thought out and when they have like a typical kind of staging, which is why I'm such a huge fan of the Terrifier movies. Yes, they're gross and nasty, but you can tell that like they put thought into how that is going to play out, how that's going to happen. It's also why before we started talking about it, I'm so excited for Final Destination because slasher and that is kind of technically the idea of death itself.
Yeah.
But
that's true. I agree with that.
Yeah, but still, like, that's sort of my whole thing about that. It's why it's kind of funny. Like, I still love Scream, but those still have sequences that are also processed and like thought out in terms of what their set pieces are. Think of it like as an action movie, but instead of the actual action scenes, the thing that's spaced out are the killing scenes and how they play out instead in their own format. With here, I liked the romantic comedy aspect part of it probably even more than I liked the horror aspect of it.
I was gonna say that I think this movie, its main thing is for sure the romance aspect.
Yeah.
And then it's like a slasher after. And just because of what you said, just because it doesn't lean all the way to where like a horror slasher movies are typically are.
Yeah.
So, but I think it's just because of the fact of how the script was, and I think the main drive was just seeing the two main characters bond over throughout this whole movie.
Yeah, and that's honestly the funny part of it is that they're stuck in this situation and that it keeps getting worse and then they're kind of like hey, well.
Yeah, it's like, hey, well, you can't leave me now. But I don't know. It's just seeing that bond over throughout this whole movie. It was definitely like the highlight.
Yeah. No, I definitely think that like they're in the strongest component here is absolutely the chemistry between.
Yes, and luckily they're in it
a lot. Yeah. So, but that's also kind of why you're like, the main two don't really have any sort of like stakes, sort of.
Yes.
Because whenever he gets arrested, you're like, I mean, we know he's not him, right? I honestly thought that might have been the twist of this movie, but I saw the trailer. I'm like, what if it's just Mason Gooding? Because he's so charming and charismatic, and typically that's used against you.
Exactly. Like that one guy from Scream, Jack Quaid.
I was saying Mason Gooding from the same exact
that's
franchise. True. Yeah, Jack Quaid.
Yeah, when he did the same thing. I didn't think he was the slasher.
Spoilers for Scream 5?
Yeah, sorry guys, but that one I did not expect.
Really?
Yeah.
That has probably the best reveal in that one too. Both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true. Huh.
Yeah. I love...
That's crazy how both of them are now starring in like a lot of horror movies now.
Oh, and that one where he like can't feel pain or something.
Oh, I'm interested.
I like that. Looks interesting. Yeah. Anyway, Erwin, any more for you to add?
No.
No?
I'm still shocked by the name thing.
We'll
talk about it after.
Yeah.
A good 3 hours.
He wanted me to say this. There's a part in this movie where the couple that's like I thought was going to be polyamorous that he says mommy to Jordana Brewster.
You're the one who mentioned it.
Yeah, because I thought it was interesting.
I didn't even hear that, guys. Override again.
Oh, one more kill I liked. I liked the whole like really on the nose thing where she gets beheaded by St. Valentine. Thought that was funny.
Oh yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
I agree.
And that gore in that was awesome. Mm-hmm. But Jordana Brewster it's always funny seeing a Fast and Furious cast member in something that's not Fast and Furious.
That's true. It's like I see her get in a car. What's gonna happen?
Is she about to go fast?
One last ride after saying that like the 12th time.
But she doesn't even know who they are. She doesn't know who Hobbs and Shaw are. She would know who Fast and Furious is.
They're self-aware of.
That's like that High School Musical Sweet Life of Zack and Cody thing where Ashley Tisdale is like People say I look like Sharpay. Then I don't see it. It's like
that's awesome, dude.
Just
God,
like that.
I'd love a good reference.
me thinking.
Oh shit, that's awesome.
Me when I reference something to myself, I'm like, oh my god, I've seen stuff.
That reminds me, I need to see the new Wizards of Waverly Place show.
Oh, forgot that came out.
Yeah, me too.
Anyway, Erwin, what did you think of this overall, and what's your score?
Overall, I say it's a really good movie.
Yeah.
That you should definitely give it a watch. I give it a 4 out of 5.
Yeah. I like this a lot. Sometimes I feel like when our complaints are long, I'm like, are bad. But
yeah, that's true. But like they're very minor.
Yeah.
But overall, this whole movie was great.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, all of these are just like random nitpicky things.
Just for an hour and a half, it went by fast.
No, like, you got to do what you got to do, right? But like,
well, yeah, I mean, if I was in the restroom, sure.
My score is also a 4 out of 5. Thought this was great. Hopefully we get this up by Valentine's Day. It'll be up by then. Mm-hmm. If you're like randomly, you already did your plans, you had dinner, whatever it may be, and you're like,
hey, we're going to have dinner.
Yeah, we are. Not at the same place or time, I don't think. But
oh, okay, we don't want hard eyes to think that
exactly.
We're a couple. Yes.
But
we sit opposite sides.
I'm like, I don't fucking know that guy. But yeah, what's up next?
Captain
America, Brave New World, I believe that's what it's called. I'm excited. I'm very excited.
I'm not gonna be excited until I'm actually in theaters about to watch it, because I don't remember when was the last Marvel movie?
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Oh, okay.
Which we reviewed, but felt kind of like its own thing, just because it was more about the Fox stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
So it feels like we haven't been back in that world in a while. Yeah, I don't think. But yeah, I'm very much looking forward to that. Guaranteed that video is going to be super long, because we talk about superhero stuff forever when it comes out.
Oh yeah. All the connections and like, what does this mean?
Yeah, you're like,
we're gonna have to look it up.
Why is Hulk red?
Why is Hulk red? He got really angry.
Like circle, like really angry question mark.
I know, with the mustache. We had drawing mustache. Why wasn't this in this?
Why does Thunderbolt Ross look different?
Why is Thunderbolt Ross not part of Thunderbolts? That's good,
dude. Guaranteed, there's gonna be. That's got to be a YouTube video.
That's our title.
Yeah, you know what? What are they gonna do? They're gonna click. No,
they're gonna click. Oh,
what are they gonna do here?
They're gonna like, comment, and subscribe.
Please do keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be just a couple days late, but it'll be there.
Why is Captain America Ross not part of Thunderbolts?
Thank you. Makes sense. He's the president. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. We will see you next time.